Fox Media Group station.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Steve Lennox. Phillies and Red Sox at Fenway Park tonight in Boston. Phillies trying to snap a 4-game slide up 1-0 as they go to the third inning on ESPN TV. Red Sox today placing Chris Sale on the DL with shoulder inflammation. Phillies today adding catcher Wilson Ramos from the Tampa Bay Rays at the trade deadline. Yankees in New York up 1-0 on the Orioles. Jay Happ scheduled to start this weekend in Boston against the Red Sox. Dealing with a bout of hand, foot, and mouth disease. Team not sure yet if he's going to end up on the DL. Orioles today shipping out Kevin Gausman to the Atlanta Braves and trading Jonathan Scope to the Milwaukee Brewers. In D.C., Nationals 7 runs in the first, 3 more in the second. Now up 10-0 in the third on the Mets. Before tonight's game, Nationals GM Mike Rizzo on Bryce Harper staying put.
You know, it had to be a spectacular set of circumstances for us to move a player of Bryce Harper's ability level, and we didn't get anything that met those qualifications.
Harper had an RBI double in the first inning for the Nationals tonight. Pirates acquire Chris Archer from the Rays today for pitcher Tyler Glasnow and outfielder Austin Meadows. Pirates home against the Cubs and up 3-0. Cubs today adding reliever Brandon Kidsler from Washington. Jesse Rogers writes on ESPN.com. Cubs starter Yu Darvish throwing a pain-free bullpen session earlier today. NBA announced it has agreed to a 3-year deal worth $25 million with MGM to become the official gaming partner of the NBA and WNBA. Johnny Manziel will make his first CFL start for Montreal Friday against Hamilton.
Can Jameis Winston become one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL? This is it. No pressure. Just about $80 million on the line. It's the Will Cain Show. Weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPN News.
Baby, you know what time it is, dog. And I was thinking, hey, Kevin, guess what, man? You're tired. You've been working all day, working all night. You don't have time to relax. You don't have time to figure out what you're going to do with your life. But I said, you know what? I am going to get hype for tonight's show, Tuesday, because I almost had a perfect streak on Mondays. One off because I went against Michael Jordan, and I should have learned my lesson the last time. You cannot go against Mike.
You don't do it.
I placed 3 bets at work today and won every single last one because it was all based upon Monday. People didn't think Michael Jordan had more money than Tiger Woods.
So when you bet your own employees,
I don't
you're
care.
essentially paying yourself if you win.
It's going to happen. I just know I don't have to worry about getting paid from them. It's getting deducted, my brother. And we didn't even have to go on the cruise. Thank you, Victory Casino, but don't need you today.
Oh, just wait. We got news about that.
Oh, snooker ducker. Today in the studios, I got some great people with me. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, his name is Dr. V.
Today is Tuesday, baby. My words of wisdom for you all are to always be kind to your neighbor because sometimes they'll cut your grass for free.
Oh, snap. Now, you know what?
What?
My neighbor has cut my grass multiple times.
I don't have a lawnmower, so.
And I don't think it's because he was like, you know what, Kevin? You're just an awesome guy, and I know you're always working, and your wife makes you go around and do all types of stuff nonstop. I love you, neighbor. And Mr. Jeff goes over and cuts my 2 acres worth of grass. So you can't do a favor like that for somebody.
Jeff doesn't sound like that.
I think he just said, hey, I know your wife ain't never going to give you a chance to cut the grass, and I don't like the way it makes my house look. Is that what I think it is, my brother? Mm-hmm. Did they not like the way that you made their yard look, so they just said, I'm going to cut it and build him later?
Hey, whatever. I use their trash can, too.
How are you using people's trash cans?
They have an extra one.
You can order an extra one. Orange County Waste Management does that.
Houseway.
You can do that.
I'm going to go get Myra.
Go get her. And in the studios, I got somebody that's even more special than anybody else to me in my life. Because Nick is amazing. And he is the great sports announcer. He is a great analyst. He is just Nick. He keeps me in line with life. Nick.
What's up?
Give me something, give me some marketing stuff, like how you did with Tim Tebow. Give me some marketing stuff, how you said they need to change the WWE. Can you give me something that can bring wealth to my pockets? What should I do with myself, Nick? I'm waiting. Go ahead.
I don't know
This
if I
could
have
be
anything
hard
for you today.
This
I know.
could be hard.
It's kind of a tough one. It's a tough one today.
Jeez, Nick. Like I amped you up. And
I know.
Whenever I hype you up, you always drop me. Just boom. Like, we could never be a rap group like Nick and Cav. It would never happen. Because I'll be like, yeah.
Because I'm white. Is that why? Why you got to do that?
I like the fact that you just said that.
It's because I'm white, right? That's why. It's okay.
I think we would make a great vanilla chocolate twist rap duo.
Call White Man Can't Rap. I'll be the Woody Harrelson role.
You'll be the Woody.
We'll just
that was a great.
Great movie.
Yeah, and it's way beyond your age.
Oh yeah.
But
that's one of the classic basketball movies.
So you watched it because of that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no doubt.
You're such a sports guru. And I have someone else that just walked in the studio. Not on the same list as Nick, but she is a part of us. Myra with the ladies' point of view.
Having a good time out there.
Oh, I'm here.
Hey, what happened to the remix?
There's no remix, Kevin. There's no remix.
Wait, you don't know that me and Nick are
Phil?
friends. Phil's getting set.
Phil, get your go, Phil.
You don't
Wait,
know?
can we do this one more time?
No.
I need my
I
whole...
know exactly what's going to happen right now.
No.
We're going to do your intro again.
No.
And it's going to be done the right way.
No.
Hotel?
Under
Hotel
protest.
I think it should be done the right way.
Under
Hotel Motel,
protest.
right?
No.
You cannot protest. It's kind of like calling Phil Stradamus.
It just is.
No.
It's one of the big show blunders of the year there. You guys are going to call me something different. Nope. No, we're not. We're not going to do that.
I've been utilizing it just to help soften.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, walking into the studios at Cox Media, our girl Myra with the ladies' point of view.
Bing, 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 bing. You guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, your next Orange County Commissioner. Myra.
You're horrible.
Did you get that put on your badge? Like an official Orange County commissioner badge that says
She gonna get us a Holiday Inn. Yeah.
No.
I think it would be great.
Under protest. Hey, but did you remind our listeners the Kevin Sutton Show is brought to you by...
No, we just started.
Nah, he didn't do that.
Really? Is brought to you by Cruz and Pescara, PA, your personal injury attorneys. That's right. If you've been in a car accident, slip and fall, your full-service law firm. That's Cruz and Pescara, PA. Offices downtown Orlando, 407-841-0200. And if you tell them the Kevin Sutton Show sent you, or you say that's this VIP code, VIP. But no, at Cruz and Pescara, you're not just a client, you're family.
We have to get them back in here. Somebody asked me a very good question about if you get in an accident during an Uber or a Lyft.
Who did that just happen with?
Me.
Oh, that was you.
I wasn't in the accident, but I was in the vehicle who
hit somebody that was
hit
driving
Uber.
an Uber.
Yeah, so somebody wanted to know. I was like, I don't know.
It actually, I will wait to be a lawyer until like.
Yeah,
what
that's
happened.
a good one though. That's a very.
I
good.
say sue. That's my legal advice to you for free. You can call Cruz and Pescara, and they'll do it for free too. So who would you rather go to?
Cruz and Pescara.
An actual attorney or me? KevinSuttonShow.com. I will help.
I want to go to Mayor.
I want to go to Miami.
I actually want money.
I'll have Jolly Ranchers in my pocket,
and you know
and I'll
what?
be in my van. Hold on, that's creepy.
But you know, speaking about
Free
Cruz and
legal
Pescara,
advice.
we do need them back in here because I have a perfect story of someone who was in a car accident,
Okay.
didn't think it was that bad, and is now looking at possible surgery on multiple vertebrae in their back.
My neck, my back, my leg.
And it's just a serious thing. This is not.
Don't play games with it.
It's very serious. Know your rights, protect yourself, protect your health. So, and did you introduce our friend in the studio?
No, we did not, because I saw you coming in.
All right. So before we go to break, I also invited. I talked about it briefly on the show last week when you weren't here, Kevin, when you were doing the daddy thing. But we talked about someone that's in here. He's a published author, a very successful entrepreneur.
Oh wow!
And also a.
Excuse me. I should have acted a little bit more professional, and maybe taken a bath.
It's okay, Kevin. I warned him.
Why didn't you wear your nice shirt? Yeah, you're not wearing your nice shirt. Oh wait, that might be your nice shirt.
I was really at work.
Oh, but
working.
We're going to be talking to him because he's got some great advice, great outlook on life. Mr. Tony Lopez, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good
Hello,
to be
Mr.
here.
Tony. He's heard me say more ignorant vocabulary words, and he's an author.
I need a dictionary.
You're gonna be in trouble today, brother.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do when they listen to the show. But when we come back from break, we're going to talk about a lot of the leadership, a lot of things that you should be doing right. And one of the things I liked about Tony is some of the things that you can be doing as a young person, as a millennial, in preparation for your future. And even as an older person, you're never out-seasoned for being successful in life. Does that sum it up, Tony?
That sums it up.
Yeah.
I'm ready to start over.
Let's do this thing. Let's do this
If
thing.
you get a divorce at an older age,
Older or younger?
older.
Older age.
I'm talking about myself here.
Oh.
I mean, hypothetically speaking. We'll get into it.
He's not an attorney. He's not a family law attorney.
Talking about being successful.
Oh.
Sometimes you got to cut the dead weight. Stay tuned.
Oh, my
This is
goodness.
the Kevin Sutton Show, and I might be single.
Saying at least one stupid thing per day.
All right, Nick, you know the answer?
I don't know the answer
Okay,
to this.
how old
I
is
would
Barry
say
Bonds?
53.
They say black don't crack, so I'm going to go
Unless you're
60.
on crack.
This is the Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando.
We want prenup.
Yes, it's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger. Way over town. That digs on me.
Let me tell you this. I have to tone it down. Like, I just spent the last 3 minutes of my life reorganizing my thoughts. And I have realized by talking with this gentleman on break,
All right.
everybody in my life is fired. I need better people around me. Phil, you ain't nothing. Nick, you ain't nothing either. Myra, you ain't nothing.
Positive impact in
And
there.
I know for sure that this show is going to be full of shh.
Hey.
I didn't say it, Nick. I didn't say it. I said shh.
Hey, Kevin, he bought a punching bag because all of the crap you get, all the stress you get.
No. Don't put that on him, man. That's Jerry. That's from Jerry.
I just know I can't do it all by myself, but I have surrounded myself with amazing people. And
They'll be by
doing
soon.
that, Nick, give yourself credit. You are definitely by far one of the most talented board ops that I've ever dealt, or engineer / producer, all types of stuff. You
I
have
know.
many titles, but since I've known you, I feel like I choose to want to do a little bit better because I'm like, I don't want to look like an idiot in front of Nick. But it's just easy. It's easy for me to do. But I can
Man,
always...
do you? But what you should do you, because no one does you better than you, Kevin.
No. That's definitely true.
That's true.
Ask my mom about it. But I do know that when I'm involved, I can always reflect back to Nick to get the right answers on something specific about, for sure, the main big four. Now, wrestling, it ain't gonna happen.
No.
Wakeboard, ain't gonna happen. Skateboarding, it ain't gonna happen. BMX, motocross, it's not gonna happen.
No, we got rich for
football, baseball, basketball,
Hockey.
a little bit of hockey.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of hockey.
And
a
if
little
I'm
bit
wrong,
of soccer.
if I'm wrong though, I'm damn convincing.
He's very convincing.
It's true.
You say it with that smile, and it
I do.
works.
Yeah.
Dr. Phil has been involved in my life for like 4 years, almost 3, somewhere around there.
Yes.
How do you go down?
I don't know, 4, 3, somewhere around there. And he has definitely upped our game when it comes to like social media and where we are and our presence of like podcasts and all that. Before Phil, I didn't even care about a podcast because I didn't even think it was needed. And Phil's like, Kev, you're missing this, man. I was like, well, Phil, you know what? Why don't you be a part of our show? You can handle that. He said, oh, really? I said, yeah, that could be your part.
I feel like we need some Tony Robbins music for this or
and
something,
then
right?
After that, Phil just started doing little things, started finding sponsors, started being involved, started getting guests lined up, started getting interns, and now Phil's just as part of it as the rest of it. I actually know I'm rewrapping the van, and Phil will be a presence on it. He's on the flyers, but now he will be on the van.
Thank you.
Because that wrap costs money.
That's pretty
the wrap costs.
Yeah, that's forever, man. That wrap
and
is
we also
forever.
got to stick Lincoln on there.
Yeah.
And then I have Myra.
Uh-oh.
She is constantly up my because she wants me to do better. But she helps me stay aligned. And when she's not in line, I'm all jacked up. So I realize I've carried great people around me my whole entire life. And the show could not be where it is in these 10 years without you guys, my man Rich Rogers. Even when I'm not full action sports all the time, because we had to switch up. But Rich keeps me rooted in the action sports community, keeps me tagged in all different events that are going on, and he follows all that and makes sure we stay focused on our true root, because some of you football people get crazy. But then we have so many great talented co-hosts and announcers, correspondents that we've been putting things together, like our Krispy Kreme Chris and Jason Ellis. There's so many people. Adam Bomb Taylor. Like, these are great things, and it takes a team to make this happen. And I know my name's on it. And trust me, I actually fought for it not to be my name.
I told him no.
But 10 years now, I'm still almost famous. So I got a new guy, and Myra is no longer my agent. We are taking this over. Continue the show. I'm drinking my coffee, and I might not say anything else.
So I met Tony. Actually, I was on another radio show, and I heard Tony, and I found out about him, and I reached out to Tony, and I was talking about. Remember how excited I was last week when we came on the show? And Tony is really the epitome of what we see happening around us. But normally, if we're not on that train, we're seeing other people go up. And Tony and I had a conversation, and we must have been on the phone for like an hour and a half the first time we talked. And it's this idea of how are we successful? And Tony doesn't just talk the talk. Tony's done it. He has worked with Walt Disney World. He has worked with ESPN. He has worked with major corporations for years and is still sought after for his talent and his ability to bring people together, but create phenomenal leaders. And it was kind of reassuring that some of the sacrifice that when we make, as we're raising our families, as we do this show, we're on the right track. So that's what's really a really great thing. But Tony, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. And you've heard us on the show. You've now met Kevin. I should have sent a PSS disclaimer.
I gave him a little briefing.
Phil gave me a very, very quick rundown.
Yeah.
But you left a lot out. You left a lot
Surprise!
Well, the thing was, I expected to be here on time. So
Oops.
I was going to be that extra layer. I didn't think I was going to be late today. But Tony, tell us a little bit about you. And you're an author.
I am.
And you just, give us a little interview. When they tell you, hey, tell us 90 seconds about you.
90 seconds about me. Tony Lopez was raised in the island of Puerto Rico until I was about 15, almost 16 years old. Then I went to New York, did my high school in an all-boys Catholic school. Thank you, Papi. And then I went to Manhattan College, got my undergraduate in electrical engineering. I was commissioned into the Air Force and as a second lieutenant, went into the Air Force, and I thought that was it. I was going to be an officer for the rest of my career, and I was going to be a general in the Air Force, and that all changed when my first daughter, Christina, was born. And I went from saying I'm going to be an Air Force general to I'm just better make sure I'm the best daddy I can be.
There you go.
And then I left the Air Force reluctantly. I still miss it, believe it or not, after all these years. My uniform now hangs in a glass case in my office.
Nice.
With a little hammer next to it. It says break in case of emergency.
I like that.
But I went into my corporate career at Johnson & Johnson in 1991.
Wow.
That's
Johnson
a long,
& Johnson.
long time
That's
ago.
a major corporation.
Major corporation. I spent 18 glorious years with them. Was based in New Jersey and Indiana and Miami and Puerto Rico, back in New Jersey again. And then I, after 18 years, left them, went to CareFusion Respiratory, a $750 million company with 4,000 employees. Ran that for a few years in California. And then for the past 6 years, just before I came to live permanently here in the Celebration area in Orlando, in the Orlando area, I was running Ansel Healthcare, a global leader in medical devices. Again, about 4,000 employees, and I was living in Europe and traveled the world. I was traveling 300, if you can imagine this, 300,000 miles per year.
Say what?
300,000
That's
miles
crazy.
per year.
That's more than what I drive.
Well,
and I
and
do
that's
that for a living.
and that's every year, and that was only with United. You know, when the United Airlines calls you by name,
wow,
and it's not to kick you off the airplane, you know that you've been traveling with them just a little too long. So October of last year, I decided that it was time to be a little bit more steady, and I left the corporate world. Although I'm sort of tempted to go back because I do miss it. I do miss the rat race.
Okay.
And I decided that I was going to focus more on the consulting and on the speaking and on the
So when you
training and
speak,
so forth,
what do you like? So when ESPN calls you, what are they calling you about?
Well, over the past 20 years, I've had what I would consider to be a corporate hobby because I was busy running companies and so forth. And instead, and I've been doing, training on leadership, management topics primarily. I've written 6 books on leadership.
Wow.
Brought you a couple.
Yeah,
for
I see
today.
that. Yeah.
The most recent one is called The Legacy Leader, a Superhero. I titled it Legacy Woman. And everybody says, it's a book about women leaders. No, it's just that Legacy Woman is the title, but it could be Legacy Man as well. And when they ask me to speak, I'm speaking on what's leadership all about? What are the traits of leaders? How do you apply leadership techniques? How do you get teams to do things that they thought were virtually impossible, right? So I wrote a book called Breakthrough Thinking, how leaders drive innovation in teams. And over the years, that hobby has turned into a passion. And I consider myself now, I guess when people say, what do you do? I'm like, well, I'm an organizational architect and a people architect, a leader architect, right? I help leaders evolve and grow and be better. And I help organizations create better teams and stronger teams and grow their business. And so that's been the journey for the past
Well, it's gone very well
years.
for you, and you're very successful at it. And one of the things we talked about and we were bringing up was millennials, and how they're thinking now and how are they successful.
They're different, aren't they?
Yeah, we got Nick. He's one of those. So this is for Nick. But then also at different levels in your career, like you did, you can still be successful.
Yeah. I mean, if you take some advice and navigate your career a particular way, and I have some thoughts about that we can talk about. It sounds like we're going to break here pretty soon. But when we do want to talk about how people can navigate their careers, I've got some thoughts about that.
All right. And do we have any updates today, Phil?
The only main thing that I wanted to talk about is the new NFL helmet rule.
Oh.
But we can.
We're going back to the original style, leather helmets. Everyone.
Leather helmet.
Leather helmets. Yes. They were very safe.
With the pants. With the pants.
Stay right there. Kevin Sutton Show, all about the action.
Call in to the Kevin Sutton Show. Lines are open now. 844-225-5580. And join in on the conversation and get into the action. And of course, the nonsense. 844-225-5580. Call now.
I am actually completely done with the nonsense.
That's a great intro.
I'm professional, man.
Kevin, you can never be done with the nonsense. That's a part of us.
Yeah. No, that's an awesome intro. I love that. And,
thanks.
so again, over this break, we have been talking to Mr. Tony Lopez. And one of the things, or Anthony Lopez, one of the things we talked about when we relayed leadership is when we're talking about sports.
Yes.
And we've talked about Popovich
Uh-huh.
and his amazing skills as a coach. And then one of the things that Kevin and I have always talked about, and we never felt this pressure until we were coaches.
Oh, yeah,
of a
the
volleyball
team. Yeah.
We couldn't be out there on the court to play for them, but man, you'd think from the sideline, if we got in, we could make sure they won. And I wonder, as a coach, do you sometimes believe that? And one of the things that Nick said, I don't know if he remembers, is he talked about some of these coaches that they feel more pressure than the players, right? Nick, do you remember? I forgot who you had said that before.
I want to say it was Steve Clifford because he left and took time off this past season due to health issues, due to the stress of the job. So maybe we were talking about Steve Clifford. We had to have been talking about Ty Lue. It's probably Ty Lue because he was here in Orlando when he had one of those anxiety attacks.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel it's one of these things like how they say, like, presidential wise, like how a president ages?
Did you see how Obama aged?
He looks old.
Clinton.
He looks
looked like crazy. Like even Bush, who was kind of out of it a little, he aged. So they all do. And it's that stress. And that's one of the things we were talking to Tony is the stress of a coach. And Kevin and I felt it. I mean, I could even imagine remember that one game where our girls had really given up? We were playing Holy Family. Remember, Kevin?
Ah, jeez.
And all Kevin said was, just don't let them cream you, right? He's like, you don't have to win. Don't let them cream you, And it was like such a stressful thing. But that is what leadership is coaching is leadership.
In sports, the analogies we can find about what true leadership and what great leaders do and don't do, we use sports analogies all the time. Right, because it's clear, it's obvious. Probably the most frustrating thing as a coach, right, is you're not the one playing the game.
Yep.
And as a leader, you're usually not the one doing the work,
unless you are LeBron James.
Right,
he's the coach, the leader, and then he isolates and kicks people off.
There might be some exceptions, but if you think about what a coach has to do, right, the coach has practice time and off the court time or off the field time in order to influence the players.
Right.
To lead them to believe in themselves, to motivate them, to excite them, to correct them when they're wrong, to do all the things leaders have to do off the court. But then at the time when the buzzer goes off and the game's on, they become cheerleaders, essentially, and strategists, right? And they can strategize just like again, think of a general manager or a business owner. When the game is on, you're out there in front of clients and customers, your people are out there doing their work and they're doing what they do. Then they come back at some point and you gather. How did the day go? What did you do? How'd you go? And you coach them again, right? You coach them and you guide them. And that's in a basketball game. You watch the coaches. When they take that time out, they all huddle around. He's got his board. He goes, and they do another strategy piece and they correct things along the way. That's a good example of what leaders must do. You got to have the faith and confidence that you've instilled in your team, all the things they need to be able to go out there and win the game. But at the end of the day, during the game, a coach is a cheerleader. Essentially, right? That's what they are. And
basically, it's kind of like your kids. You take them to school, you've taught them everything. When they get there, they're there to perform.
They got to perform. Look, I think the next book that I have in me is probably going to be called Caddy Leadership. And what I mean by caddies, I'm talking about a golf caddy.
Yeah.
Right? You think about Tiger Woods' caddy or any of these guys' caddy. That caddy is inspiring that player, motivating that player, kicking that player in the, when they need it, right? But they're also washing that player's ball and picking up their club.
I like that he said ball.
I was clear. I was clear not to make that. I was clear not to make that plural, Kevin. I was
You're
very
so
good.
smart, man. Because I would have just said it.
But think about a caddy, right? A caddy tells that player, "This is the club to use. You need a 3-iron here. You need a 4-iron here. Hit it to the right, hit it to the left," because they know
the caddy's the backbone.
The caddy is leading that player. All the player's doing is executing on the plan, but the caddy's actually the one guiding the game.
It's
that's
so sad. I can't remember the guy's name, but I got to meet Tiger Woods' caddy.
The first one.
The first one that he had that was a friend of Nabil Najani. And speaking to him about the prep.
He's brilliant. This guy was
prep of the game. Like he's like, I literally go to the course 2 days before.
Absolutely.
And then
they know every
morning
curve, any undulation. They know where all the sand traps are. They know everything.
Says I walked the whole golf course.
That's
completely.
one of the best. I think that's going to be my next book because if I think about it, like, okay, so he walks the whole course.
Do we get any royalties? I mean, like Nick, one of these great marketing ideals. I think we should. I think we should get some type of royalties from this book that we're coming up with right now.
We're workshopping it right now.
Are you French? What's this
What's
this?
I'm international, brother.
At least you should let Kevin write the forward. I think at least let Kevin write the forward.
I'll let him write the excerpt. The excerpt.
But no,
true.
I'm excited about this book because I actually
have I really have been thinking about that book because again, I think about a leader You just mentioned that the guy shows up 2 days before and he checks out the course. That's like a leader anticipating what's going on in the business conditions in the business world, right? What's the competition doing? What's the world looking like? What's the economics going on?
Yeah.
What's the politics going on, right? The leader has to anticipate all that. The caddy goes out there and looks at the field.
Yeah.
So that when the player comes up, says, "Hey, don't hit it too far to the right because there's an alligator on that side."
Yeah, there's an alligator,
right? So I think caddy leadership is a good example, and as the other coaches that we talked about.
But Tony, I have something to bring up. That caddy is actually a real good leader.
They have to be. Yeah.
Because I always believe that it's not about who you are, but again, we go back to that theory. It's who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
Are you carrying dead weight, or is everyone in your life
That's a great
really
point.
has a motivation and a point? Not everyone works the same way. It's like, certain people are good for you for different things, but you all should be uplifting yourselves. And I always say it's who you're surrounded with is who defines
Well, think
who
about
you are.
one more thing. We can mention the great golfers. How many caddies can we mention?
That's what I said. I feel bad that I don't know the
think
guy's
about
name.
That, right?
Bagger
It's one of the
Vance.
few places.
Bagger Vance.
Think about that. It's one of the few
Will Smith
places
movie?
where, as a leader, right? As a leader, this is the best example that I can think of in the sports world of servant leadership, right? That guy's carrying somebody's bag. He's wearing. He looks like a little, painter with that little white jacket on, that suit on, right? So they look like this little painter, and they're carrying the bag, and they look like they're doing a menial task. They're cleaning the ball. They're picking the right club. They're picking up after him. They're they're basically serving the player. And that's what leadership is. It's serving the player. It's not the other way around. And that's the whole concept written by people much more famous than I around servant leadership, right?
And I bring that back to like Kevin Durant. His mom prepared him for where he was going. She kept him straight and narrow. She kept him out of trouble. She sacrificed herself to make sure he got the best training that he could. She made it happen, and he's successful. And it's really, we do this in our lives. It's a matter of who do we do it for? Do we do it for ourselves, or do we surround our people with
Every
ourselves?
great leader surrounded by a great team, great people who will keep them honest, people who will kick them in the rear when necessary, people who will lift them up when they're down. They got to be, and if they're not going to be successful.
That's pretty awesome. And I actually was teasing Tony because I was like, well, what are your thoughts on LeBron James? Because LeBron James to me,
who?
Ouch!
You do know LeBron just opened up a school.
I'm just kidding,
right?
LeBron.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Hey,
Just kidding.
but again, remember I brought up my Steph Curry story about how humble he is. Steph Curry from Golden State. He has surrounded himself with the top players. They've now won how many championships in a row? Two, but then they skipped one and got one.
Yeah.
And he has taken almost like the back row, like to Kevin Durant. But then you look at LeBron, he's isolated a lot of his players. And, and then he thought he could win the championship. Yeah, he took the East, but he couldn't take the West. And now he's going to Los Angeles. So I want to see what is LeBron going to do in LA.
Yes, I'm very interested.
He is very successful and has the ability and the talent, unlike any NBA player probably out there right now playing. But the question is, can he build a championship team?
Well, and there again, you could have a great, fabulous, terrific person who has leadership skills, and they can fail as a leader if they don't surround themselves, and how they behave is equally as important, if not more important, than what their traits are.
And you've lived in Miami, so was Wade a perfect leader? Because he brought in LeBron, he brought in Chris Bosh,
He built a
and they
team.
made a championship.
Yep.
Oh, hey. So who truly is the leader there?
LeBron.
Wade. LeBron's a talent. Wade saw it and brought it together. Come on, guys.
LeBron-
Don't.
I don't know.
Wade's a general.
Is Kevin Durant doing the LeBron James?
No.
Nah.
No. Don't go there. Don't go there.
He's doing a church lady.
Is John Cena doing the Rock? The Rock.
The Rock.
He's trying.
Like a new word.
Is he doing the Rock?
Stay right
Hey,
there.
when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit of those helmets. Uh-oh.
I wonder what it's all about. I really want to be informed. Stay tuned.
You're listening to The Kevin Sutton Show, your number one spot for sports entertainment. What? This is a sports show? A sports show on ESPN? I've heard the show. It sounds like
Oh my goodness. Man, this world is going to a crazy place. I mean, I got to go to Facebook, check out Kevin Sutton's show. Or I guess if you look up Kevin Sutton show, it all still comes up. But my actual profile is Kevin Sutton, and then hyphenated Kevin Sutton show. But go to the Facebook, hit me up. I got a couple posts going on about all the crazy stuff in this world, political views and all types of nonsense. But right now, a big thing right here in Florida is our Stand Your Ground law. That is actually something that the candidates for sheriff, Orange County Sheriff, are actually talking about. It needs to be revamped. So a lot of people we're on the hot plate because Florida's, we got all the crazies. But Sheriff Joe Lopez, retired Sheriff Joe Lopez, running for Orange County Sheriff, replacing Jerry Demings, is actually talking about the revamp of it and how we need to actually not just make that law more viewable instead of it just being one of these things where it's kind of like your own word of mouth. You can't go out chasing somebody for problems and then stand your ground. So they want to add some new things to that. But that's a big issue right now, especially being a concealed weapons license holder myself. I definitely want to make sure they have it where there's more understanding of what you can do and not do. But you also definitely don't go looking for trouble.
You know what else is a big issue?
What's that? Chicken.
It's Tuesday.
Time warp?
Do you guys want to do it?
Yeah, I do. But I want to make sure our listeners know that the Kevin Sutton Show is proudly sponsored by Cruz and Pescara, PA, your personal injury attorneys. You guys may already have an attorney and you're involved in a case, but you just don't feel like things are going right. Cruz and Pescara, they offer free case evaluation. That's right, free, no strings attached. They're going to go over your case, make sure everything's being done right, or maybe give you some advice on some things you should be doing differently. That's Cruz and Pescara, PA. Your office is downtown Orlando, your I-4 lawyers. Give them a call at 407-841-0200. Go to our website, kevinsuttshow.com. Click on the link at the top.
I fear for my life right now.
Yes, that's right. It is Time Warp Tuesday. That means we'll be taking a quick look back in time in sports and entertainment history. You guys ready to jump in time machine?
I'm ready. Yes. I'm buckled up. Let's go.
All right, let's head to 1949. Lightning strikes a baseball field and unfortunately kills 2 players.
Oh, wow.
Man. Yeah, let's head to 1978.
Jeez, Phil.
Pete Rose, you guys know who that is, right?
Yes.
He ties the national record hitting streak
for gambling?
40. No. Not yet. At 44. Let's head to 1981. A 7-week baseball strike ended when they agreed on the issue of free agent compensation. Let's head to 1990. I think this is Kevin's favorite baseball pitcher, Nolan Ryan.
Yes.
He becomes the 20th Major League pitcher to win 300 games.
It's amazing.
1997, Mark McGwire gets traded from the A's to the Cardinals.
Which was strange.
And in 2001, Corey Stringer collapsed. He played for the Vikings. He collapsed during practice, and he died the next day due to organ failure from heat stroke.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, birthdays today. Lil Uzi Vert. He's a mumble rapper. Exactly. How old is Lil Uzi Vert, Kevin?
12.
All right, Myra.
35.
Tony, you want to take a guess?
43.
All right.
Nick.
22?
He's 24.
Okay. 13 works.
All right.
Okay.
Don't even know who he is.
All right.
Obviously.
Never heard of that
Hopefully
shit.
you guys know who this
He's
is.
famous.
J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter.
Okay.
All right, Myra, how old is J.K. Rowling?
66.
All right, Tony.
She's I think like 59.
Kevin?
She was silly enough not to stick with Disney. I think she has to be 132.
And Nick?
51.
She's 53.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Cranky old lady.
Mark Cuban.
Rich old lady.
Mark Cuban, owner of the Mavericks and a lot of other things. So how old is Mark Cuban? Nick, how old is Mark Cuban?
Wow, the Mavericks owner. Mark Cuban is 55.
All right, Kevin?
I'm going to say his money allows him to date younger girls than he should be able to, and I'm going to stick with he stays at 56.
All right.
One
Tony?
of those things is true.
Tony's 53.
All right. Myra?
58.
Mark Cuban is 60.
Wow.
All right, last person we have is Wesley Snipes. How old is Wesley Snipes?
Oh, man, he's getting up there.
Myra?
I'm going to say 53.
Tony.
No, he's got to be like 62.
No.
Kevin.
Are we recapping with Black Don't Crack?
Yeah.
He's
I
got to be
think
62.
I'm going with 60.
And Nick.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Wesley Snipes.
Oh,
How long was he in
Snipes.
jail?
Ooh.
He was in jail, what, like 5 years?
I thought it was
Yeah.
like 3 years. Was it 5?
It was like 3 or 5.
Man, Uncle Sam wants his money. Wesley Snipes is 58.
He's 56.
Oh, I was off by 1 year.
All right, guys.
Okay.
I got Alice here with the song and movie version of Time Warp Tuesday. Let's head to 2001.
Be ready, Tony. Okay.
Let's head to 2001. What song was number 1 for this week in 2001? Was it Butterfly from Crazy Town?
Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Such a sexy.
Or how about It Wasn't Me from Shaggy?
I can see Nick right. I look up and Nick's jamming out. I knew it.
this song.
I said, this is definitely a Nick song.
It wasn't me.
Prenup.
Or lastly, was it You Remind Me from Usher?
All right, I didn't give it much time. So is it Usher, You Remind Me, Shaggy, Wasn't Me, or Crazy Town?
I'm going with Wasn't Me.
All right, Tony.
Usher.
All right, Myra.
Usher.
And Nick.
It wasn't me.
All right, so I think I give her like 8 seconds. So you guys did that really fast. So
You told us.
You did say go really fast.
Sorry, Phil.
All right, Alice, what is it?
The number 1 song for this week in 2001 was You Remind Me.
I was thinking that. You know what it actually reminds me of? He gave her gonorrhea.
Hey.
What movie was number 1 for this week in
What
2001?
movie was number 1?
Was it Jurassic Park 3?
2001.
Or was it Monsters Incorporated? Or lastly, was it Training Day?
Yep, this week, 2001. with Training Day, Monsters, Inc., or Jurassic Park?
Training Day.
Monsters,
I'm going
Inc.
with Training Day.
Myra?
Training Day.
Never go against Denzel, man. Come on, Training Day.
All right.
Yes.
Come on.
You guys
The
are
number
fast.
1 movie this week in
Monsters, Inc.
2001 was Jurassic Park.
Come on.
1960.
We all
And
lost.
everyone was mad.
Jurassic Park 3 sucked.
Exactly.
They were all the sequels were bad.
Yeah.
And there's a
That
new
is
one
a
out
whole-
right now, right?
Yeah.
Jurassic World 2.
Which also
Horrible. I haven't seen any of them.
not very good.
You never seen
None of
Jurassic
them.
Park?
Not even one.
Not
Nope.
very good. Yeah. How could you go against Training Day there?
I know.
I
Training Day
watched
was
it.
that
watched
was a
it
good
3
movie.
weeks ago.
That was an awesome movie, bro.
Very rewatchable.
Training Day actually came out in October, so that's why I got you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, you always get it.
I
Trick
definitely
question.
can't remember the month that a movie came out with.
Yeah, me
Definitely
either.
not the week.
Definitely. So that whole thing gets me. I just picked the best one.
You just
That-
pick the one you like.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Denzel is good in everything. Though.
we want to thank Tony for coming in the studio with us today.
Definitely.
We appreciate it. Look forward to talking to more. You know, we're going to have him be our expertise as we go along with the
Yeah.
show in the future.
Happy to.
Tony,
Thank
you on
you.
social media?
I am. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can go to see my books on legacyleader.net. And you can, but on LinkedIn you can find me, contact me. I'm happy to help the local businesses and professionals here in the Orlando area.
Perfect.
You know you're like a professional when you say LinkedIn.
I've got to update mine.
Yeah, I stopped looking
Man.
at Facebook a year ago. I got tired.
God, dog.
Oops. Oopsie.
So Google me, baby. I'm almost famous. Don't go to Facebook. Look at my LinkedIn.
There you go.
I'm a professional. Love you guys. Stay focused. Keep on doing what you do. I'm Kevin Sutton. Peace, baby.